Hello, what's up guys? You're welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time coming across the channel in this particular video, I want to be taking you guys through rabbit cage. So a lot of rabbit farmers, a lot of people going into rabbit farming for the first time, they do make a lot of mistakes when it comes to making or setting up their rabbit cage in the perfect way. So I want to be making in this video the perfect and best way to set up your cage, and I'm going to be showing you guys right behind me how I've been able to set up this my rabbit cage in such a way that the rabbits won't get to destroy the cages very fast. My rabbits will be very clean, and also my rabbits will not get injured, and also my rabbit babies will be safe, because there's such way that you are going to be making your rabbit cage and your rabbit babies are not going to be safe. There's some ways you make your cage and your rabbits are going to be dirty, they're not going to be living in healthy conditions, and there's some way you're going to be making your cages and your rabbits are going to be having issues under their legs. So I'm going to be showing you guys right here how I've been able to make this my rabbit cage in such a way that my rabbits are very comfortable in the cage. So first of all, I'm going to be starting from what you are seeing up here. So this stuff you are seeing up here is a plastic zinc, just like what you are seeing here. This is a plastic zinc. As you can see, I have plastic zinc here. So here is plastic zinc. You use this plastic zinc for your rabbit droppings collector. Like the way the rabbit cages are, under here is the wire mesh. I'm also going to be going inside this cage to show you guys how it is. Under here is the wire mesh. When the rabbit poops or when the rabbit has a drop in, it comes through here and comes down to this particular zinc here. So all you need to do is come to this zinc and just like use your broom and sweep it out very easily. So a lot of rabbit farmers or a lot of people going into rabbit farming for the first time do make a lot of mistakes when it comes to getting the kind of wire mesh to use or the floor of their cages. Some people do use hoods for the floor of their cages, and it's a very wrong one. I made that particular mistake when I was starting up my rabbit farm, and I paid for it. Yes, I paid for that, my mistake. I lost some few rabbits. My rabbit wasn't really clean. As you can see, let me just show you guys how one of my rabbits is, so you're going to be seeing what I'm talking about. My rabbits are really clean because of the kind of way my rabbit cages are. They are really clean. So you can see how clean this rabbit is, and you can see how clean this other one is. Some of the reasons as to why they are clean this way is because of the kind of cage setup I'm using here in my rabbit hutch. Because of the kind of cage setup I'm using here. So this floor of my rabbit cage is very strong. It's not as compared to some other ones a lot of people do use. It's very strong. This is an X mesh. It's coated with a red paint. As you guys can see, it's coated with red paint. No matter how acidic this rabbit urine is, it's very hard for it to remove this paint or for it to cut this particular wire mesh at the floor of this cage. So this is one of the best wire mesh you should use for your rabbit cage for the floor, so that as your rabbits get a drop-in, when the drop-in pass through here, the drop-in comes down here. So all you just need to do is to sweep out from this particular spot, sweep it out very freely. So as you can see, this is how the cages are basically. At the back, what I use at the back is hoods. Yes, it's hoods. Then this is how the door of the cages are. So they are kind of very easy and very simple to make. It's just for you to know how to make it. So when it comes to the demarcation of the cages here, it's preferable you use hoods this way, or if you have the money, you can still use this particular net to demarcate it here if you have the money, because this hood over time it will get chewed by the rabbit, or the rabbit will bite it and it will start reducing. So I'm also going to be showing you some of the hoods where my rabbit have actually eaten till it has reduced in this particular cage here. Let me open this cage up so that I'm going to be showing you guys some of the hoods which my rabbit have eaten. As you can see, this is a rabbit inside this cage, and at the back there the rabbit have actually eaten that particular spot and the hoods have reduced. So over time the hoods is going to reduce, and you need to be like working on it bit by bit. So as it gets reduced, you need to like work on it and cover it. This particular spot the rabbit can't go out of there, that's why it's like that. It was bigger, so I covered it with these hoods you are seeing. All these hoods that is going straight ways, they were not really like that as a first start. I covered that by myself. Let me also show you guys some other cages too, so that you're going to be seeing what I'm talking about. So for these particular cages, I covered this also because the old ones there were kind of broken, and also here too. As you can see, the rabbit passes through here and goes into this particular cage. I leave one cage here. I leave 2 cages here for just one rabbit because I don't have a rabbit in this particular cage right now. So the rabbit passes through here. So you can see I was using a soft net for this particular cage. So when you want to make yours, make sure you don't use this soft net. The mistake I made here, make sure you don't use this soft net. Use a strong one or use stronger hoods to cover it fully. So that is how it's going to work very, very well. If you cover it fully, it's going to last longer. Although this is my cage, I've stayed for some time and I need to do some maintenance. How the whole look of my rabbit cage is, as you can see, this is how the whole look is. It's very, very easy to make this kind of rabbit setup. This particular rabbit cage here is 15 rooms. Each of the line is 5 cages each line. It's 5 cages each line, as you can see. 5 cages each line with the down part 2. So this particular one here is a 6 rooms, 2 up, 2 middle, 2 down. So if you're just starting up, you need to know the one you can start with. And also make sure when you are making your rabbit cage, you don't make this mistake of using iron sheets here, because you really regret it. This is one of the first cages I made, and I used iron sheet here and I regretted it because these iron sheets get rusted. And as you can see at this particular point, the iron sheet is actually rusting here, and also here it has rust to a point that it has even gone out. So this plastic one does not get rust, so it lasts over time compared to the iron sheet that you are seeing here in this particular video. So you might see mine this way and think, okay, you need to do like this particular standard. You don't really need to do this particular standard, like let it be like this exactly. It depends on your pockets. If your pocket is not really, if you don't really have the money to do this standard, you can do something less than this. If you have the money, then you can do something like this. When I started, I did not really start with something just like this exactly. I started with something lower, but as I was farming rabbits, making money, then I was able to expand to something like this. So you know how your pocket is and how much you have and how much you can invest into your cages. But please make sure for the floor of your cages, use good wire mesh. Then you can see how you can economize, and make sure you don't use soft wood for your rabbit cage. Even though you are going to regret it, because rabbit do eat wood a lot and your wood will not last if it is soft wood. Imagine I use hard wood, and I showed you guys some of the things they did inside the cages. Some of the things they did there is not very, very nice. Upon that, it is hardwood. It was very tough for them to eat it, but they eventually ate it. So imagine you are using something like a softwood. Imagine how long or how short period they're going to use to eat it up and spoil your cage, and you are running to the market to make another cages. So it's better you use hardwood, make the cage way stronger, so that it's going to last you for longer period of time as you farm your rabbits. These my cages have stayed for like up to 2 years. These cages have been like up to 2 years, but as you can see, it's still looking very, very good because I did it like in a standard way. All I need to do is once in a while I can just do a little maintenance on it, and it will come back new, as fresh as new, because I don't need to change this plastic zinc. The plastic zinc stays there, like it does not get rust. But if I had used iron zinc, by now it would have gotten rust and I needed to change. So by now I have good cages, and I've showed you guys how you can actually have yours. You can see that my other cage down there. Please don't make yours to be like that particular iron. Use plastic, or you use aluminum zinc for the poop collector, because that's one of the few things you need to know. And each of the rooms of my rabbit cage is 2 feet by 2 feet. Each of the rooms of my rabbit cage, like each one room like that, is 2 feet by 2 feet. From that down point there to this up point here is like 1.7 feet. Then the whole length of the cage, I think, is like 7 feet. Then from here to here, like this poop collector space, is like 8 inches or 10 inches. So just get the few measurement there and you're able to do yours. and get it in a very right way. I don't want you guys to make any mistake when you are starting up your rabbit farm. But for now, thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, share, and also turn on the notification bell so that any other time I post a video on rabbit farming, you are going to get notified and watch.